To enjoy the nice bandwidth, I request you all to keep your videos off. Please switch on your cameras when we will last, as we will have a photo session at the end. At the end of the session, a feedback link will be provided. I request all attendees to please fill that feedback form. A humble appeal to all the attendees. Please don't refrain yourself in between the session by unmuting yourself. Rather, post your question in the chat box. So, let's begin a such big event on positive note of Saraswati Vandana. That was a good start. So, all of us have heard about a famous quote by Thomas Huxley. Try to learn something about everything and everything about something. And Enactus always help us to keep up with this quote by bringing great events, workshop like this. So, let's get started. I, Prathamesh Karande, Vice President of Enactus, welcome you all on behalf of Enactus, the Management Club of VSIT, for our International Symposium. First, start getting familiar with our beloved college, VSIT. Vidyalanka School of Information Technology believes that a well-designed educational facility can truly enhance performance and make learning and teaching a more gratifying and rewarding experience. Vidyalanka campus is spread over a sprawling area of 11 acres at Wadala, the heart of Mumbai city. The internationally acclaimed Design Chair Honor Award for Architecture Excellence of an Educational Institute was conferred upon Vidyalanka Institute of Technology in 2007 for its unparalleled and student-friendly infrastructure, designed to facilitate a dynamic learning environment. Also, provide with facility like well-developed, upgraded gym, library, computer lab, auditorium, etc. VSIT not only provide bookish knowledge, but a wide spectrum of extracurricular and athletic opportunities. For overall development of students, college organize events, seminars, exhibition, art, culture, social connections, sports, and lot more. VSIT offers various courses like BAF, BMS, BBI, BMM, MCOM, MA, PhD, etc. And talking about different departments, how can we forget about our own department, which is BMS department. BMS is most proactive and leading department for providing student overall growth. And I am proud that Enactus is a part of such a great department. Getting back to International Symposium, such a heavy word, but what does it mean in actual? Google say that symposium is a word, at which a expert have discussion about a particular subject. Okay, don't worry, I will make things easy for you. Our club has called experts from international level to talk and discuss about topic like emerging trend in global business resilience strategy. This is also sounds big, right? Never mind. We got brilliant people to talk about it and make you understand about it. So let's dive into the session. Now, I'm calling one of the special person of BSIT, our beloved principal ma'am, Dr. Rohini Kelkar. She is compassionate towards us and had a vision to provide social and academic development of every single student. Principal ma'am, please inaugurate this event.
Yes, Prathamesh, thank you for calling me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, and I welcome all of you to this symposium, and I declare that it is inaugurated.
Ma'am, please address your students.
Yes. So good morning and welcome to all of you. Welcome today's resource person, Madam Sejo. Madam, we are really, let me take an opportunity to welcome you first of all. And in the very beginning, thank you for, solving our last minute crisis. I am really extremely happy that, you accepted our invitation and made this occasion happen.
Thank you, ma'am.
I welcome the students here, and I see that you are there in a very large number. These are the students from VSIT as well as the students from other institutions. But I'm very happy that this is a beyond syllabus activity, and students are showing so much of enthusiasm to attend this, because this is the need of the day. That your syllabus you will anyway know, but something other than that, meeting somebody else, some other experts than your regular teachers, is really very important. And from that point of view, all the departments of VSIT keep organizing such type of activities where we can invite the externals and external experts in different fields, and make our student enrich with their experience. Because according to me, that is something which make them ready to enter into the industry after they complete their graduation. And the students of VSIT look different than the other students from that point of view, that they have been able to meet the people from different areas. COVID and the current last 1.5 year situation obviously is not very happy memory. But a positive person always looks at the positive side of these types of things, because that is how we should go ahead in our life, because so many more things are going to come to us. So this type of online or a virtual platform has helped us in meeting the people, like today's Sejo madam, at a click of the mouse. And I think we never explored this type of situation earlier. I mean, it was there earlier also, but we never thought of this, that we can have virtual meetings or virtual conferences or symposium in such a big way, though physically also we are meeting each other. So we were stick to that type of an idea. But then a positive side of this pandemic is that now we know that this type of a communication is also possible, and it can be equally effective. So for last so many days, we have been able to meet the people from other countries, experts from other countries, and time difference is there, but that time difference also has not become a barrier for all these types of things. And even for this symposium, we are going to have experts from the other countries. So I'm sure students, you will definitely be benefited in general. You will have enrichment in your mind because of attending these types of activities, and take fullest possible advantage of what the teachers are doing for you.
Here,
So, like how I appreciated the students' participation, I also should appreciate the efforts the teachers are taking. Everybody is feeling not so good, to keep our students away from the institution. You saw our institution is really beautiful, and now it is green, and but then currently I am here in the college, but it is not so happy. I'm not so happy to be in the institution without our students, because they bring lively environment in the campus. So it's green, clean, nice, but without much life, because there are no students. So we are very eagerly waiting for the students to come on the campus. Maybe slowly we will have that, but we don't want you to lose on anything. And that is the reason why, your teachers are organizing these types of activities for you. So I'm sure you will take maximum possible advantage of that. Enrich yourself, make yourself industry ready, placement ready, and to be a good person in general with these experiences. So with these few words, I thank all of you for calling me for this inaugural function. And I once again welcome and thank Sejo Madam here. And I'm sure you will enjoy with our lively students here. Okay. And thank you very much. Thank you, Prathamesh.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words. We are also eager to join the college as soon as possible. Yeah. So moving ahead, I would like to call our HOD, Professor J. Gunasundari, one of the friendliest faculty and person who always tried to encourage students for trying out new things and gaining knowledge from it. Ma'am, please take over the session and address your audience.
Yeah, just let me talk. Let me just say just a small thing. We all are sitting at different places in the college. So, students will have some feel that, the program is being happening in the college. So your madam is sitting in a lab. Okay, you can see a lot of computers around. Yes, Gunasundari madam.
Yes, it's true, ma'am. Just to give the feeling of the students are in the college, and I hope that the same thing feeling the students may be getting. So thank you, Prathamesh, for your kind words about me. Good morning, everyone. I am very much pleased to see that about 250 plus participants have joined with us for today's international symposium, which is organized by BMS Department of Vidyalankar School of Information Technology in association with Institute of Cost Accountant of India. Knowledge is power, information is liberating, education is the premise of progress in every society and in every family. Acknowledging the quotes given by Kofi Annan about the strength of knowledge, Department of Management Studies take consistent effort to accelerate learning process by offering skill upgradation program which enable the students to adopt to an integrated approach towards a real life situation. The department conducts various workshops, seminars, guest lecture, and industrial visit for the students and faculty members. It has active linkages with the industry and institutions of repute in India and abroad. Students benefit from various internship and placement opportunities created through such academic linkages. The aim of this international symposium is to provide a global forum that stimulates discussion on recent trends in management in the area of finance, marketing, and human resource. It provides a platform for the students to recognize and understand business adaptability to disruptions and how it thrives the business to update themselves in altered circumstances. And this 5 days symposium would bring together different experts from industry as well as academics to exchange their ideas and share their experience in different aspects of management. We have speakers from industry and academics at national level and international level for this symposium. And I'm honored to welcome and introduce you the speakers of 5-day symposium. Here today we have with us Ms. Ciro Gerald, business partner of LearnYard, who is the soft skill trainer, entrepreneur, and she will be addressing on effective communication by understanding perception. I welcome you, ma'am, for the session. And for the second day, we have with us Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan, who is a professor from UTS Middle East. He will be highlighting the need for creation of job for the creators and converting their ideas into enterprise. He will throw insight into technology entrepreneurship, taking innovation from classroom to market. Need of setting intangible ecosystem to bring best of capabilities and skills will be focused by our guest speaker, Ms. Alicia Stephen, co-owner and director of Straits Consulting, United States of America. She will be talking on happiness and well-being at workplace to promote balanced mental health among the employees on the third day of our symposium. The new tax regime, which has been introduced from financial year 2020 to 2021, will be discussed by CMA Kailash, Chief Finance Officer, Excel Industries, on the fourth day of the symposium. And we have with us CMA Yogesh, Senior Manager in MNC company. He will be briefing on latest transformation in accounting, that is ERP system for accounting. And I'm sure all the 3 days of the symposium would be a wonderful platform to fulfill your thirst for knowledge. Department of Management Studies extend its gratitude to CMA Debashish Mitra, Chairman, Board of Advanced Studies and Research, Institute of Cost Accountant of India, and CMA Kishore Bhatia for their constant support for collaborating this symposium with ICMA. We extend our heartfelt thanks to our dynamic principal, Dr. Rohini Kelkar, who never hesitated to stand by us in supporting all our endeavors. Thank you, ma'am. Our special thanks to the management for inspiring us to organize student-centric program for their betterment. I would like to mention the extended support by our Vijay Gavde sir, Vice Principal of VSIT College. Here, we would like to acknowledge the guidance given by our Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Lakshmi Kavita, in each phase of executing our plan. Our sincere thanks to the students of Management Club, which is one of the powerful student club in VSIT College, Enactors. So I would like to thank the team of Enactors for their painstaking efforts to roll out the program with more innovativeness. Last but not the least, I acknowledge my thanks to Professor Sindhu Krishnan, Head of the Department of BBA, for making this event happen successfully. I wish you all better learning for better tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving overview of our 5 days event. We can see that it is going to be full of knowledge and we are going to have lots of fun and experience with it. Moving ahead, she is most proactive faculty and comes up with energetic vibe which boosts all of us. Yes, you people guess it right. Our Deputy HOD, Professor Nisha Dang ma'am. Please take over the session and welcome our today's guest of honor.
Thank you so much, Prathamesh. We at VSIT believe for the overall development of students by implementing exemplar teaching pedagogies. On this note, BMS department came up with the idea of International Symposium. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker for today, Ms. Sijo Gerald, who is going to talk to us about effective communication by understanding perception. Good morning and welcome all for this international symposium. An entrepreneur, a business consultant, trainer, medical allied services, and many more. Yes, our speaker is multifaceted. She has a distinguished career in entrepreneurship in the field of plastic manufacturing. Currently, she is a business partner with Lean Yard Consultant LLP since April 2019. To talk about her earlier experience, she has also worked with Medicare Pharma, VJ Plastic Molders, etc. She has extensive experience in the area of content design and development, communication, customer relationship management, new hire orientation, and many more. She has also trained and facilitated multiple programs on becoming a business professional, how to manage customer relationship management, emotional intelligence, Unnati, intra and intel personal communication for all level of employees. Ma'am is also associated with LIBA, Loyola Institute of Business Administration, as an external examiner. She is also a British Counselor for Certified IELTS Trainer, Cambridge Certified BEC Trainer, Placement and Soft Skill Trainer. Talking about her education, she is an Electronics and Communication Engineer with MBA from LIBA. So, please join me in welcoming Ms. Sijo Gerald. You are welcome, ma'am, and I take this opportunity to thank you, ma'am, on accepting our invitation at a very short notice of time. On this note, ma'am, we from VSIT would like to give you a small token of appreciation on behalf of VSIT.
Thank you so much, Nisha. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
So, good morning, everyone. Before starting off with, I would really like to thank your principal, Dr. Rohini Kelkar, your HOD, Gunasundari, and Nisha. I think I've instantly become friends with Nisha, with all the energy and all that. And also Sindhu Krishan for, I don't know what she thought in the morning. She thought about me, and we've been, consulting, and we've been doing a lot of training programs before together. So thank you all for giving me this opportunity, and I'm really eager to be with students. My heart is always with management skills, because I am, an external, and I am with the business and administration related area with students. So my heart lies there, and this is an opportunity for me to be with friends. To start off, the thought that came to my mind when your principal ma'am Rohini spoke was how 2020 lockdown was when we started off. It felt like the whole world shut down. But as my mentor, Stephen sir, would say, whenever there is an opportunity, whenever there's a problem, the minute you accept it, you will see a challenge. And the minute you act upon the challenge, you would see immense opportunity. And true to his words, last year was the year that I did maximum training programs, across all the limitations, across all the troubles that we had, because of this platform, like ma'am spoke about. So much of opportunity to, save time, work across brilliant minds. We've broken the time barrier and, got along with young minds like y'all. So in that note, let me step into today's topic. And I'm going to share my slide. Is my slide visible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to ask the students to start interacting with me. Okay. So I'm going to look at the chat box. The chat box is a good way for you all to interact with me. So yeah, let's start off with wherever you all are. I see about 298 participants. So excluding your principal ma'am and HOD and your faculty, I hope about 290 students would be here. In the chat box, or you can unmute and tell me where exactly y'all are right now in, like your locality, like in Bombay or wherever you are. Type in the chat and tell me I am here. So I'm looking at the chat. Navi Mumbai, yes. Keep the interaction coming in. Bombay, right? Mumbai, VST Mumbai. Yeah, that was a trial run. I'm just trying to see if you all would interact with me. So I'm looking at the names: Raj, Anay, Janvi, Yushra, Pratham, Mohammed, Akansha. Great. Wow, that's the kind of interaction I like. Okay, somebody is on unmute. Y'all, I hope you all can mute yourself. BDT Zoom. I'm just asking you to unmute, mute yourself. Okay. Yeah, great. So I'm connecting with you all from Chennai. So welcome to the program. So this is the topic we would be dealing with today. We will be looking into effective communication by understanding perception. So let's get into the 1 hour session. So yeah, it's 11 o'clock now. By 12 o'clock, you all will have an opportunity to, ask and pump me with questions also. Already they've spoken about who I am, but I want you all to look at the last line. Okay, the very last line. My request for the day, please enjoy the process. Acknowledge the small changes that are happening within you. When you enjoy, when you have fun, learning or doing any activity, that is when the learning lasts for you with life. So training is all about bringing in that small change into you. So I hope you'll enjoy the process and accept me as a knowledge refresher for the day, for the hour. So the first question is, what does the word success mean to you? You can type in the chat and tell me. For the next 1 hour, forget about every classroom principle that you would have, right? Go ahead. There are no right answers. There are no wrong answers. Just type in the chat and tell me, what does success mean to you? According to you, what does the word success mean to you? It's all about failure. Okay. Satisfaction. Okay. Pooja says, as Professor Hemnath says, success is recognition, achieving the goal, accomplishment of an aim, a way that accomplishes desired aim, victory. Okay. Happiness. Wow. Desire. That's all. Peace. Give it a minute and think about, what does the word success mean to me? Success could mean a lot of things to the world, but what does it mean to me? Prosperity, being happy in what we are doing. Shravani says, being happy in what we are doing. Yeah. So the reason why I'm asking you this question is achievement. When it says, yeah, I want you to ponder upon this word success and the entire drive. We're talking about resilience, this global strategies. We are talking about working. We are talking about looking at the opportunities. We're talking about a lot of things. But then back of your mind, it's always about success, success, success. The only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. Wow, that's good thought. Okay, with that thought, let's get into this. Okay, now there are a lot of surveys, studies. The whole world runs around understanding what is the secret of what is it about success, right? What is the component of success? There are a lot of studies. Okay. Now, what this particular study was done by a lot of universities, Stanford, Harvard, a lot of universities, and they've come to a conclusion on understanding success. When here, success means your success in your personal career, your success in your personal life, and your success in your personal your career. Okay. So what they've done is they've taken Fortune 500 companies, the top management people, vice president and above. So for them, see, for us, success could mean a lot of things. Now I'm talking about the world-based success, the so-called success in the world. Okay. And there they've taken these two things: success with their career. So they've taken people in all of these Fortune 500 companies who gained success, and they've also taken them who've been, like, ideally in personal life, they looked at them as married, not divorced, or having children. They've taken all of those criteria, the so-called, societal success, the so-called career success, the so-called societal success. They've taken those two and they've analyzed, and they've given a percentage to these three: cognitive prowess, technical skills, social competency. Now, again, the question to you all students, you'll tell me this, okay? What percentage will you allot to this? Out of 100, how much do you think is the criteria, each of these criteria, that works as a percentage for a successful career and life, according to you? Cognitive prowess is IQ, right? Knowing the right, wrong, your critical reasoning, thinking, problem solving skills. We can keep all that as cognitive prowess. Your technical skill is your education. Let's keep it as an education. If you're an engineer or if you're someone into management, your technical skills. Social competency involves all your social skills. Okay, emotional intelligence, communication, interpersonal, all of that accounts for social competency. So now you tell me, out of 100, what do you think will be the percentage? Take a go. Cognitive 30. Ma'am says, okay. Shahil says 40, 30, 30. Okay, IQ is more important than technical skills. Quick, come on. I told you, don't worry about right, wrong. Just take a go. 50, 25, 30. Okay, 35, 30, 35, 40, 40, 30, 50, 40, 30. So more power to your cognitive prowess, IQ. Okay, what about EQ? EQ is the third component, social competency. 60, 20, 20. But there you're agreeing that technical skills are not really the criteria. It will get you the work, it will get you the job, but growing up the ladder depends on a lot of other things. Okay, so now your thought process is in this question. So I'm going to get into the details of it. So Carnegie Mellon University, and there are so many other universities that did the same research, and the findings remain the same. Cognitive prowess, 26%, technical skills, 23%, and social competency, 51%. Our communication skills are coming in the social competency. That decides a lot for us. Okay, so you stepping into an organization, your technical skills and your aptitude, your cognitive prowess might help. But we are talking about successful career, as in your life path. Think about it. The guys who are the smartest, the ones who are leading organizations, the ones who are, being on the top of the organizations, even take your college, or you can take any organization for that matter. The ones who are on the leadership roles or who are climbing up the ladder, there will be 12 people in a project team. But the one who is getting the team manager role, the one who is getting the vice president role, are always the one who are high in their social competency. Think about your college, school life, right? The guy who is the most popular, the guy who is voted the captain, is not necessarily the guy who is sound and technical. It is the guy to whom everybody would go and talk to, the guy who has the leadership quality, the guy who can communicate what you are saying to the organization and who can communicate what the organization wants to you. So think on those lines and stay with me. Okay, let's understand success, skills needed for success, domain expertise, knowledge about your chosen field of specialization, your soft skills, interpersonal ability to handle stress, communication skills, all that. What is the percentage again? Divide between 100 and tell me. Quickly. I'm looking at the chat. Yeah, 20. There you are. So according to the recent study in Stanford, USA, each contributes as follows: 12.5% and soft skills 87.5%. So yeah, keep the messages coming in. The following question is, now you're understanding success, great. What about the time, effort, money spent in developing them? Like, great, your college is arranged for this, like a international symposium where you are applying whatever you've studied, you are applying yourself and understanding what is actually going on in the industry. We are talking about resilience, quite naturally a quality under soft skills. We're talking about resilience. So the time, effort, and money spent in developing domain expertise versus soft skills. Ideally, the world is spending about 93% of their time in building their technical skills. But the success factor, actually, we are only spending, less than 7%. Great, we are spending time now. This is one evidence for that. Let's not get into the details now, but yeah, appreciate the slide that says work-life balance, talks about stress, decision making, and all that. The soft skill disconnect, again, one study, research conducted by Harvard University and Carnegie Mellon University, 85% of job success comes from having well-developed soft skills and people skills, while only 15% of job success comes from technical skills and hard skills. Doesn't mean that your technical skills are not important, but only means that is getting you an entry ticket. So you have to work on the building blocks, communication skills. You all give more to this cognitive area, but then you have to give some importance to interpersonal and intrapersonal area as well. I just want you to look at this slide that has a star on it, right? The 10-pointer, the employability scale, the 10-pointer is on communication skills. All of them are looking for you to build on this. Okay. Okay. Now, the question is this: what is that one factor that is common among the 4 images that you see? Let's see who's able to do this. So this is a winning moment. There are 4 images. What is that one factor that is common to all the 4? Anyone? It could be wrong. Your answers could be wrong. I'm more than welcoming all your wrong answers. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Stress. All the 4 are stressed. Emotions, leadership. All the 4 are showing leadership. 4 images. There's one thing common. Gestures. When I say emotion, think about it. All the 4 are doing one thing in common. And that is, okay, let me give you a clue. That is the topic for the day. That is the topic for the day. But you have to tell me, Siddesh, how you got to that answer. Just because I gave a clue? No, Nisha, I'm not taking your answer, Nisha.
Okay, ma'am.
Nisha gave the answer, but I want somebody from y'all to tell me how. Y'all can unmute and tell me. How is all 4, Siddesh again, communicating? How, Siddesh? How all the 4 they're communicating? Anyone? Just give it a shot. It's okay if you're wrong. I'm sure nobody will take offense. By expressing emotions, Shobhya says, yeah. by different channels. Keep it coming. One person is explaining. Yeah, Kayati, true. One is explaining, showing their words and their emotions, expressions, great. Through emotions, doing actions, okay. Go go picture by picture. One is expressing with a pen. What is the person with the pen doing? Expressing the aggression of the person. Is that also communicating? Are you communicating when you put your fist down on the table? Are you communicating? Siddhi, excellent. Yes, written communication. The Awaz expressing himself in different way. True. Verbal, facial, writing, written communication. Great. See, if you look at this image, first picture, writing, written communication, of course. The next person hitting the table with the wrist. Now, it is said when you go for your interviews, within the first 90 seconds, the interviewer will decide if you are eligible for this. There's a survey that says that. So within the first 90 seconds, how are they with your body language? So body language is a very essential part of communicating. Now he's putting the hand on the table. That's a body language, right? So body language is part of communicating. The next person is a professor, of course, by speaking. So you're communicating by speaking, listening, reading, writing, all that with your body language. And this mom is embracing her child. So she is communicating with her emotions. So communication is a world. It's like an ocean, right? We communicate all the time by talking. Language is just a very, very small part of communication. If you look at this, your communication is a very, very huge world. Okay, language is a very, very small area, and English language, because if you might say, language is this very smallest area. Okay, I'm just going to show you 10 pointers based on a lot of research and understanding, because today we are going to understand one ground function, perception, and how understanding perception would make you excellent communicators. We are going to do that today in this workshop that I have, like 45 minutes more. Yeah, we are going to do that. Okay, I want you all to participate. But before that, why this is a building block and why communication is that important, that's what we're going to see, right? There will be small lines that you will see when I present the slide. Don't be worried. Those lines are the references from where I have taken this particular information, like articles or publishings from there. So better communicators have better relationship. Again, a fact. So that's why I've supported it with the source there. Communication is the most important skill for people entering the workplace. Again, a fact. Highly skilled communicators do better financially because they'll be able to tell what is required for them. They'll be able to negotiate better. They are great negotiators. So again, highly skilled communicators do better financially. They build a successful family unit, personal unit. Active listening. Nowadays, there's a 2-year course on active listening itself in the US. So active listening, those who listen, are great communicators. So build a successful family unit. Good communicators have higher self-esteem. They are able to communicate to themselves. There's a whole world of intrapersonal communication, right? So good communicators have higher self-esteem. Don't worry about the smaller lines. They are only the resources, the source links that I've added. Communication is among the top traits of successful people because they understand perception. So it becomes the top trait for successful people. Effective communication skills aid in development of leadership skills, helps people to become more critical of media. You can voice out if you are able to communicate effectively to the point. The communicatory ability to speak gives you the tools to participate in society. And good communication with parents determines child level of self-esteem, achievement, and better overall health. Communication in families. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of this slide, but then I want you all to appreciate what we communicate, how we communicate. It's just not talking. It is more than just talking. Communication is a process. Like when you send in information and when you receive feedback, it's a process. What, how, with who. So we communicate with yourself, self, interpersonal, with another person, group, institutions, society. Why do we communicate? To give information, to bring in a behavioral change, to persuade, understand, build. What do I need? So I need mind skills, emotional skills, language skills, and social skills. If you're worried about your language skills, it's just one skill that you need, but you need more than that. So we're not going to get into the components in that today, but I want to get into a quick Slido with you all. To get into the Slido, what I want you all to do is open an additional browser. Don't leave this room. Don't leave this room. Open an additional browser and type in slido.com. And once you type in that, it'll ask for a code, and please enter the code. Are you all with me? Are you able to share this, see this slide? So open an additional browser and type in the code. Yeah. I can see friends. Somebody has already answered, family and friends. 2 participants are here. All the others join in. Open an additional clients. Great. Open an additional tab. Don't leave this meeting. Open an additional tab. And it will ask for a code. And type in the code 213353. So the question is, who are the people you communicate with? So that let's understand the communication process. What is the communication process? Nisha ma'am, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to ask Nisha ma'am a question. Nisha ma'am, what is your full name?
It's Nisha Dang, Nisha Kishore Dang.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Now, this is a communication process. I'm the sender. I've asked Nisha ma'am a question. She understood the question the way it was intended to be understood, and she gave me back the answer which was right for this message that was sent. So the whole thing: sender, encrypted message, sent to the receiver, decrypted, answered. She gave me a feedback. The entire thing is a communication process. So I'm asking you, who are the people you communicate with? We have about 45 participants. Guys, just hop in, open an additional browser, type in slido.com. Don't hesitate. Tell me, who are the people you communicate with? It'll ask for a code. Enter the code 213353. Okay, great. We're looking at family, friends, everyone. If any of you have trouble connecting, no worries. Answer or type in your messages in the chat. I'm looking at the chat right now. Type in your messages into the chat. Okay, let's look at this. family, colleagues, friends, mostly with family, colleagues and friends, teachers, everyone. Support center, excellent. Somebody mentioned support center, milkman, teachers, myself, strangers, vendors, professors, clients at work. Okay, so these are the people, and I'm assuming 60 is the representative for the whole of the group that is there itself. For most of you all are students, right? So we'll talk about how, by understanding perception, the whole thing can be made easy. Okay, let's look at that. I'm going to go to the next question, because these answers, I hope all of you are seeing the answers. Social security guards, great. Parents, yeah, but mostly family and friends. So family includes your parents. I'm hoping on that. Okay, what are your challenges? This is the last question. What are your challenges in communication? You said whoever you are communicating to, these are the people you're communicating to. But what are the challenges you have? Do you really have challenges? Fumbling for words, language barrier, express of words sometimes, language, mostly language, short of words. Okay, keep it coming. I had 60 there. Think about it. What is actually your challenge? What are your challenges in communicating? What is actually your challenge? At home, you said, see, the previous question, the number one point, or the number one word that stood out is family and friends. With family and friends, do you really have language as your barrier? Is that your challenge in communicating? But still we have trouble there. Still we have fights at home. With the formal surrounding, yes, of course. Future, when you're going to work in the workplace, of course, you're going to have language barrier as your number one trouble area. Hesitation, expressing words. Age, I don't know what you mean when you say age. Fear, nervousness, disagreement, selection of words. Try to get the weakness, vocabulary, age factor, because you're young. Is that the problem? Fear of how they will judge you. Okay. Keep it coming, 20 more at least, because there were 20 more students there. Type in a word and tell me, what are your challenges in communicating? Okay. Difference of opinion. There it is. The truth is emerging slowly. Expressing, jargons, lack of understanding. Brilliant. Stereotyping. Someone's biases. How true? How true? Fumbling for words. Okay. So I'm going to take this. Okay. Okay, great. We're going to stop this. But understand, to be vulnerable, the true reasons are coming in now. Perception and viewpoint, lack of understanding, what other people will think, the age gap, fear of how they will judge me, people using jargons, fumbling for words. Language is one area that mostly we think that is a problem, but the root is really not language. It is what lies behind. A lot of times failing to understand, a lot of times what they think, what they will think about me, right? My fear. So a lot of other aspects. See, it is said, if you know 300 words, okay, you can communicate in that particular language. There's no problem. So if you say, me not knowing language, we are not native speakers. Differences in perception and viewpoint. Yes, true. We are not native speakers. We can make language related mistakes in English. We are allowed. Non-native speakers, we can make mistakes. We can pronounce differently from the native speakers. We had a training program for Japanese businessmen last month, and they had no agenda about speaking wrong English, because they will never make a mistake in speaking Japanese, but then they have no agenda, they have no worry about speaking wrong in the language. Okay, I've considered all of this. Okay, I'm going to stop this here and get back to the slide. So you understood what really, when you say language being or English is a one small part of the whole world of communication. Okay, we communicate through our body. We communicate. See, think about the times when you're upset with your mom. Okay, what are the things that you'll do when you're upset with your mom? Do you really talk to her, or what are the things you would do? You'll shut the door, hang up on the phone, not listen, a lot of other things, right? So yeah. So for effective communication, with all of you spoke about one area that you all spoke about, that was words, language. Look at the slide. Language amounts for only 7%. Okay, and your body language accounts for 55%, and your tone, the way you express, accounts for 38%. I want you all to remember this while we get into, we've already discussed. Now we are getting into understanding perception. Now this particular, I want you all to remember the challenges that you put in as your communication. And when we end with today's session, like in 30 minutes when we end, let's see if you've understood one concept that would solve a lot of the challenges that you, of course, it's not language training program, but one concept that will solve a lot of other aspects other than language, a lot of other aspects. Okay, so let's get into that now. I want you all to sit up straight and pump yourself up, because whenever I show an image, okay, this is how this activity goes. Whenever I show an image, I want you to type in whatever comes to your mind with respect to that image, without any inhibitions. Now to join in Slido, I know it took some time for you to get into Slido and enter the code and all that. But for this activity, you're free to write whatever you want to write. I'm looking at the chat. You can also unmute and speak. Okay. The rule is very simple. I will show you an image and you will tell me what are the words that comes to your mind when you look at that image. Okay. So this is right now is when we are diving into the topic for the day, effective communication through understanding perception, right? So let's get into this activity. I hope all of you are there with me. The first image, babies. What are the words that come into your mind when you look at this image? Type it in the chat and tell me. Happy, cute, happiness, cuteness, innocent. Keep it coming. There are no wrong answers. Joyful, great, innocent, newborn, adorable. So clearly it says that none of you have one of yourself. You take your neighbor's babies, play with it. As soon as it cries, throw it out. Cute, adorable, great. The next image, politicians. Siddesh, lies. Vinay, corrupt. Mehul, politics, corrupted, conflicts. Keep it coming. Keep your words coming in. Diplomatic. Power, money, rude, news, arguments, debates, conflict, fake promises, Pranali says, Ananya, violence, conflict, scams, fundings, corruption, socialist, okay, money, scam. That's the first word that comes into your mind. Think about it. Think about all the first words that come into your mind when I show this. Great. I have 10 pictures. Okay, this is the third picture. I have 10 pictures to show you. The lady who sells flowers. Okay, street vendor. Omkar was aggression and conflict for politicians. It's a great one. Hardworking, poverty, mercy, hard worker, independent, dedication, small businesses. Okay. I have 6 more images to show. Film stars. Film stars. Self-dependent was for the flower lady, right? Okay. Rich, overrated, nepotism, goodwill, hardworking, fake, influencers, entertainment, actors, rich, dedicated, acting. Okay. 5 more slides to go. Fandom. Okay. Today's world, strong mentally. Okay. Pooja says strong mentally. All right. Controversies. Food. Food. Love. Love. Look at the love that comes for food. Huh? Junk food. This is, so out of the 5 slides, this has been the fastest words coming in. Love, happiness, unhealthy. Okay. Rich life, calories. Great. Tasty. Wow. Vitamins. Shubham, I hear you, Shubham. Tasty but unhealthy. These pictures, generally food, mouth watering. It's not lunchtime yet, Pranali. Right? Okay. Siblings. Siblings. Annoying, fights, stupid, foolish, makes us laugh, irritating, love, idiots. Okay. Quickly, 4 more slides. School. Wow. Memories. Memories. Major missing. So which was, let me ask you this question. So if I say, which part of your life was great? Like before 10th standard or after 10th standard? If you compare like pre-primary or high school, which was good? Before 10th. Before 10th. Yeah, before 10th. If I say 12th or college, which one you say better? 12th or college? 12th, 12th. 12th. Yeah, 12th. Everybody 12th. Okay, now college or work? College or work? College. Work. Some of you work. Okay, work, just joined work or work with marriage? Work. Work. Okay, work with married or work with married, then having 2-3 kids. With kids, babies, no experience. I don't know. Good. Work with marriage. Okay. Now imagine this, right? Keeps going on like that. Okay. 50, you're retired, children are out of the house, right? With children, or like 60, retired, have money, children are out of the house. 50 or 60? 50 or 60? Out of the house. Chase them out. Okay. Now, last question, very last question. Okay. 60, you're healthy, you can manage yourself. 70, dead and gone. 60 with health or 70 bedridden? 60 with health. Have you ever thought in your life that you would say dead and gone? 60 is best. 60 is a good age. You will choose. Have you ever thought about it? Right? Think about it. Do you see a pattern with this question? Do you see a pattern? All the time we have a preference to something that was before. Like imagine all of you all said 12th standard is good, better than college, right? If you were in 12th standard and I am your, neighborhood, some auntie or someone who comes and asks you, hey, how is 12th standard? Will you say the same thing? Would you say the same thing? No, Siddesh is like, no way. Yeah, but then look at the pattern. We never appreciate the present, right? We never appreciate the present. We are always about something that happened before or something that will happen, later on. Or like once you finish college, you look back and say, wow, college was great. Yeah. So yeah, just wanted, this slide was put here for that particular question, for that particular thought process. 2 more slides. Mom. What are the words? Love, great. Keep it coming. Caring. Communicating, best friend, perfect manager. Okay. Doctors. Support system, all-rounder. Doctors. The next slide. Lifesaver, hardworking, God. Yeah. One last slide. Traffic police. Bribe. Great. So, yeah, thank you guys. Very well interacted group this was. Okay. Let me have this discussion with you all, okay? We are at the heart of discussing. 1 minute, let me change the display. Yeah, great. Respected. Great. See, if you can switch on your cameras, it will be great. The next 5 minutes is the heart of this session. If you can switch on the cameras, all of you, anybody who's comfortable, who's not lying down on the bed in the room. Yeah. Okay. Right. Great participation in the chat. Well, I appreciate that. The question is, wow, nice. Hi, Swapna. Hello. Very kind of you. Very kind of you.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi. So you are a faculty or you're a student?
Faculty.
Faculty. Oh, I thought you're a student. You look like a student. Please take it as a compliment.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, there. Siddesh. Hi, Siddesh. Hello. Hi. Hello. Great. Okay. Well played, Anand. Well played, everyone. Hey, great. Yeah. The question is very simple, okay? There was one time this perception for understanding was running with Tata Tiscon ice steel dealers, okay? And I was in this slide, doctors, like all of you all said, lifesavers, great people, representative of God and all that. And this particular gentleman, he said, murderers. Okay. Now I was in my early 30s or something. This gentleman who said murder. My husband is a doctor, by the way. So I'm like all like worried. Now, should I ask him why he said that, or should I leave? Was my thought process. Okay. Then slowly he started explaining himself, and he said, "Okay, the reason I said that is because I lost my wife to a wrong diagnosis. Okay, so because of a doctor. So for him, doctors are all demons, all murderers." Similarly, I was with a bunch of students at LIBA, was conducting a workshop for them. And yeah, we do perception understanding as the basic foundation. So I was looking at this mom slide. Nobody had anything bad to say, but I don't know if you'll go and tell this to your mom. that she's means so much. We don't do that, right? But yeah, this slide was there. And she said, psycho. Okay. So I didn't confront her because there were about 450 students overall. So I didn't confront her. I happened to travel with her in the lift. I asked her, why did you say this? And she said, ma'am, my mom locks me up in the house. You know, I don't get to use a phone. I don't get to leave out. I don't get to do any of that. The mom is always doubtful, restricts me, doesn't let me out at all. And she called her mom psycho. Okay. And when I put the slide mom, she said that word. Okay. Now you tell me, from where are y'all getting all of these words? Like y'all had so much to say about each and every word. Suppose if I ask you one word, okay? Workplace. What would your answers be? Let's look at the chat again. Workplace, what would your answers be? Busy life. Yeah. Fun and learning. Now you don't have experience about work life, some of you, but then you have something to say, right? If I say marriage, what are the words that come to your mind? For politics, see, Mehul already says work life, there will be politics. Okay. Kajal says marriage, new life. Pooja says no. Marriage, no. Responsibilities, no. Stress. Rohan says stress. Think about it. From where are you getting these words? You don't have experience, but you still get this word. And be very careful about what word that you're giving for this, because with that word is what you're entering into that industry. Tell me, answer me this question. From where are you getting these words? How did you come up with these words? Observations from surrounding, from the environment, from society, from what we see. Great. Listening. I'm working and I can see the politics. Yeah. How much of this is coming from your perception? Neha says perception. Your perception towards every single thing is formed by a lot of things, right? All this amounts to perception. True. You have a perception towards every single thing. And mostly it came from your past, your present, that whatever you've heard, but you have to be very careful about your perception. No, imagine you're getting into work with the thought that politics, somebody mentioned the word politics. Yeah, perception, but what about reality? Is perception reality is again a question. I have 15 more minutes. Yeah, through our senses, maybe. Experience, but there are so many experiences knowing surrounding. There's so many things you don't even have experience, but still you have words from books. Yeah, think about it. Any word that comes into your mind, anything that you observe surrounding you, you have something to feel about it. You have something to say about it. Some kind of a thought process about it. And from where did you get all this? Are these all facts? Did you do your research on all of this? Or it's just your general opinion? You are stereotyping. True, Siddesh, you are stereotyping things. Yeah, you have opinions. But are these opinions true? Suppose you're entering the workspace like this. Let's say with the thought process, politics, difficult, backstabbing. You're entering marriage with lock, chain. So every single time somebody, your partner says, you know, don't think about it. No, do you really want to do this? You'll immediately be like, I know, because you entered that institution with this perception in hand. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? So every single time you are opening your mouth and communicating, or without opening your mouth, non-verbally you're communicating with your body. Think about all the circumstances. You stepping into the HOD's office. Now, you know that Guna ma'am is being very kind to you. She's always been very, very loving to you. You will step inside and easily talk to her. You spoke about communicating, shivering, worrying, stammering, and all this. From where is it coming from? From your rooted perception, from all these opinions, beliefs, all of this that you collected. From this is where you're forming an opinion, you're forming a surrounding about whatever you're entering into, and you are having trouble with communication there. Or because of whatever you assume is when you change the way you deliver. Let's look at it in little more detail. Are you able to view my screen?
Ma'am, you are sharing. I guess you need to do a slideshow.
Yes, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Are you able to see this perception slide?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, yes.
So one ground building block that one has to become very clear about to become effective communicators is understand perception. Whatever you had towards every single image, every single detail, it could be anything in your life, right? How are you perceiving it? That is the lens through which you see the world, and that is the lens through which you communicate. Perceptions are formed by genetic disposition, sometimes to an extent, yes. Past experiences, when you once have, like the slide that you spoke about, politics, right? You said fraud, you said scam, you said this, that. How? Because this is what you've been hearing again and again. So from your past experiences, you spoke about that. Prior knowledge. See, when you were born as a child, okay, you might have some genetic disposition, some orientation, some liking for some taste, some liking for some smell might be there. Okay. Or other than that, you are a clean slate. You have nothing more to you. Then you start building knowledge, right? So you start gaining things. You observe parents, you observe the society, you start reading books, you start collecting. That is finally today, August 10th, 2021, who you are today is a summary of all of this that you've collected over time. Your preconceived notions you can have, your emotions, your self-interest, your cognitive distortions, what you believe, but that might not even be true for you. All of these things form your perceptions. So these are the two facts related to that. People come with different perception. What another person perceives about me is their choice. Okay, so while communicating, remember this. People come with different perceptions, very, very different perceptions. Now, if you look at the chat itself, you can see some would say the street vendor, some would say she's hardworking. Some would say poverty. Okay, think about the fan fight that we have in our world. One person would think that this person is a great actor. Another person's perception would be like nothing. So every single time you're going to get into communicating, you have to look at what the other person is looking at. Now you're entering your HOD's room. Listen carefully. You're entering your HOD's room. Okay. You're not introducing yourself. Now I'm talking about communication. Ahmad. Yes, Ahmad, what is your doubt?
Are you sure, ma'am? You can take my doubt before explaining.
Can you save it for once we've completed?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, Ahmed, thank you. Okay, so the question is, you're getting into, we were talking about getting into your HOD's room, right? Communication, how we are relating perception to communicate, right? You're getting into HOD's room, ma'am is there, you've not introduced yourself. You're saying, ma'am, I have a problem in so and so and that. Ma'am is not able to understand, like, the first question will be, who are you? Which department are you? What is that you want? Which year are you? There will be certain questions that she'll be asking you. There will be a lot of confusion, right? So when you're entering into her chamber or entering into meeting your principal ma'am's office, the first thing to keep in mind about communication is, how is she thinking about me? I'm a student. So ideally, when I enter, I should be like, excuse me, ma'am, good morning. I am from so-and-so department, this particular year, so-and-so, this is what I do. And then start talking about what you have to say. Think about it in workspace, right? workspace, every single time you're dealing with your reportee, you're dealing with your manager, you're dealing with your project head, you're dealing with your team lead, whoever you're dealing with, even before you start to communicate, if you don't want to be shut down, you don't want to be thrown away, you want to be heard, the first thing that you have to do is understand, what is this person thinking about at this time? What is that person's opinion? What is that person's perception? That would bring in a key to success. Now, both the parties might be right. Perception has a little distortion with reality. What do you see? Side face or straight face? We know the consequences sometimes. True? Perception versus reality. Is perception reality or is it different? So how we focus on process, remember, interpret, understand, synthesize, decide about, and act on reality. Okay, that is your perception. Now I want you all to look at this particular slide and see where perception is. Okay, please look at where perception is sitting ideally in communication. See, like initially I asked a question, I asked a question to Neha ma'am, and I asked her full name, sender, receiver, feedback. We all know that. But look at this, for you to become effective communicators, the stimulus from external stimulus happens, perception is what is happening, interpretation happens later, encoding is happening. You're transmitting the information, again, that person is going through, before even decoding, it goes through that person's perception. Now, what I want you all to do with this particular process is understand, please understand that there is a very different perception, or ensure that both of you are under the same perception for your communication to be impactful. Okay, so what perception does for you, I'm going to just finish this off in like 5-10 minutes maximum. So all that surrounding you forms your beliefs, right? Your beliefs continues, simpler beliefs forms your values forms your attitude. Now they say attitude is everything, but even before that, what is happening within you, and finally decides on your behavior. Continued behavior becomes habits, and habits become life itself. So think about what you're thinking when nobody is watching, right? We're not going to get into proactiveness, but I want you to just appreciate the slide which says stimulus, and what you have control towards is what you think, what you say, and how you behave. That's the only control we have. We don't have control towards how another person would think. The only freedom that you have is your freedom to respond based on your perceptions. So I'm just in the end of this, a couple of slides more. Now we're talking about event and response. Successful people understand a special formula and apply it to their daily life. When an event and response brings an outcome, the events just can happen without our control. But the response is directly related to the perception that we have, and that brings in the outcome, right? So it's not the actual event that happens that matters. It is how you perceive that event and how you choose to respond to that event. So your perception is vital here. So for you to become proactive, or for you to become great communicators, for you to understand human relationships, for you to excel at intrapersonal skills, for all of this, the ground truth is understand the opposite person is looking at it from a very, 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 very different perspective. It could be your client, your customer, it could be anybody in the business world. You have to place yourself in their shoes, right? And understand that the only freedom that you have is your freedom to respond. And how are you going to work on this response is the power of communication. And for the power of communication, the basic building block is perception. Okay. I have two models that I can show you. One is DESE model. This is a very popular model for assertive communication. And another one is in a crowded scenario, presenting your point, like the top two problems that students face at college and at workspace, two problems that they normally face is, how do I communicate effectively? Now, looking at all the problems that you said, understanding other people's perception, I don't know what they are thinking, and all of that, two solutions I have. I'll just take like 3 minutes to explain this to you. You all can apply this whenever possible. The foundation is done. Understanding perception is done. Number one is in any situation, how you should speak. Number two is in a meeting, you are in a meeting, how to present your idea. Like now say it is a group of like 200 students that are there. I want to present something. How do I present and how do I get heard? And how should I speak in a minute? Now understand the perception in these two scenarios always, right? Right now in this scenario, what would stop you from talking would be like, what if I make a mistake, right? Everybody is listening to me. I'm in a crowd and I shouldn't sound boring. I should be to the point and all that. So for that, 1 minute presentation technique is this. So imagine you're on a table or in your forum. First thing, understand that perception, the scene's perception. People have no time. People have no time to listen to all that you have to say, and people would be judgmental. Understand that and place your argument very carefully. Giving an opinion or presenting an idea, always follow statement, reason, example. Give your statements, okay, and give a reason as to why you said that, and give an example. Say for instance, they're asking you for a suggestion. You're in a company meeting, and in the company meeting they're asking you for a suggestion, and you are one of the members of the team, a team member. So, but you want to give an opinion, give an idea. So the statement, sorry, okay, you are making a statement. I think this particular strategy should be taken. Tell them why. This strategy, I think this strategy should be applied. Reason why you should apply that. Give them the reason, because so and so numbers. For example, the previous year or the previous month or in the future or in this particular article, this is what was given, and this was the information given. So you're giving a statement. Within a minute, you will do all of this. So nobody is going to question you. They might take your opinion or they might not take your opinion, but you have presented the idea. You have given the reason. So you are sounding brilliant within a minute, and you placed your idea successfully. Statement, reason, example. This is based on the perception that there is no time, and it's based on the perception that you have to make a point within the stipulated time. Is this slide clear? Is this slide clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Were
Yes,
you able
ma'am.
to understand? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is in a situation like that. So generally, understanding, it's not easy to be assertive, but you can choose. See, you can be a passive person, you can be an aggressive person. That's your individual thing. If you take a test, you'll know that. But workplace assertiveness, it's very, very pertinent. Workplace assertiveness, at home being assertive, at work, at college being assertive, and how to communicate. Again, having perception as a building block. Language is a very small area, ma. If you assume, if you think that language is my only problem, which is actually your perception about yourself is wrong. Language is not really a problem. It is your view, your perception about how much you think you know is actually the root cause of it. Okay, so let me explain this. It's a very simple criteria. It's a very famous one. You can, if you Google search it, also you will get hundreds of examples of how you can do it. So DESE communication model is, you start off with when this happened, I feel so and so, therefore I want to be so what I want from the outcome. It's an effective tool that a lot of people swear by. It's a very simple one. Now say I am teaching. For example, I am teaching, okay? Students keep coming in late into my class. I have two options. I can catch them, I can bombard them, I can throw them out, or I can tell them, you know what, this is what it is, and you will be penalized, and I can do that, or I can stay quiet. See, if I stay quiet, I'm being passive. I'm being totally passive about the whole thing. Okay. One day I'll burst out and blast them. So I'll become aggressive. Now, if I have to be assertive, this is what I can do. I can call the students and tell them, see, avoid using the words always. People hate that word. You're always like this. You're always, doing things like that. Don't use those words. So describe them what you want, how you see the situation objectively and factually. I've been taking classes every day. I can tell the students, I've been taking classes every day. Okay, describe the situation. Express your feelings about the situation. So you all been coming late to class every day. Express the situation. Specify the action you think you should be taking. So from now on, I want the class is going to be starting at 1 o'clock. I want you all to be present at 12:55 and tell them both the consequences, positive, negative consequences, right? If you don't come in on time, I'll mark you absent. You all don't even have to be part of the class and all that. Now, does this ensure that the students will listen to me? No, it doesn't ensure that the students will listen to me, but this is the right way to communicate for yourself, to safeguard yourself from, not being aggressive and all that. And also for the side of the students, okay, from the student side to pass on an effective information. You can apply this at home, okay, with your relationships. You said family and friends, right? Apply this in every single relationship, every single communication that you have. This is something that happens, okay, yesterday at 9 o'clock, okay, express how you felt. I felt this way because of this thing that happened. Specify what you want, the action you think should be taken. I think we should take this, or this would be better. And finally, tell the consequences. So this is another way, understand the perception and convert this in a way that the other person will understand, okay? So those are the two things. I would like to end the session with a story, and then I'll take on the questions. This is from the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Viktor Frankl says, Viktor Frankl identified the last human freedom, and the only freedom that a human being has, he says, is the freedom to respond. He has no other freedom. So I would end the session with this particular story. It will take 2 minutes and that will be the end of the session. So this is what happened, right? There's a family and the family was on the table. Morning, mom, dad wore a very gray suit, tie and all that and all set. Mom wore a beautiful sari. She was a marketing executive. Dad was a vice president of a company. They had 2 children. They were all there on the breakfast table. It was all going great. So they're bringing in the food. Mom brings in, they're having the breakfast. Mom brings in a cup of coffee and ta-da, she spills the coffee on dad's shirt. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? It was an important day. He's wore white shirt, gray suit, tie and all that. Mom brought him the coffee. She spilled the coffee on his shirt. What do you think would happen? He will burst, fight. Yeah, what Fatima is saying, fight. They'll have a commotion, right? So they started fighting and all that. So by then the school bus came, the children missed the bus and they had their exams. They were like, you want to send us to school or not? It's okay. And all that. They were there, that commotion was happening. He said, okay, I will drop the children in school. They were late. He has to write an apology letter. He went to office. He didn't file the papers. That was a chaotic day. Mom went to office. They were talking about, it's all your problem, ma'am. That's why you didn't do the papers and all that. It was a chaotic day. The same day, rewind it, go back to the morning. Okay, they're having breakfast. Mom brings in the coffee. Ta-da, she spilled the coffee on his shirt. Only this time, the response changes. Double says, depends upon the person. If he's a nice person, everything will be fine. Great. Now, the only thing that changed here was she spilled the coffee on the shirt. Okay. Now he's like, all right, shirt ruined. I have to go shirt. He runs upstairs, picks up a new set of shirts, wears it, comes back down. By the time his anger has gone down a little bit, okay, by the time his anger has gone down a little bit, he's like all settled and all that. Mom is there. Then she's saying, you know what, I didn't do it on purpose. By the time the school bus came, children were put on the bus, they went. He went to office, he didn't file the papers. and he had a like, okay day. Mom went to office and they said, it's all your mistake. She thought about it. Nobody does it on purpose. I can still manage it. They had an okay day. Okay. Neharani and all of you who's answering me, this is the question for you. In both the scenarios, okay, both the scenarios, it was like from a chaotic day to an okay day. Okay, the question is very simple. From this chaotic day to an okay day, what made the difference? What was it, the coffee or the way they responded to the coffee? I agree with what Neharani said. Yeah, a same person can be different at the same different. So totally. So Shweta says, the way we respond. Are you sure it's not the coffee? Are you sure it's not the coffee? It is definitely the way we respond, isn't it? So that is it, guys. But most of the time we say it is because, you know what, morning I started the wrong foot. It's because of the cat that crossed from left to right. It's because somebody said something to me. It's because that teacher scolded me. It's because of this thing that happened. We normally blame the coffee. It's because of Corona that, you know, I'm not doing my project. It's because of my boss, you know, I'm not doing well at office. That man is such a pain. All of this. But you are agreeing that it's not about the coffee that's spilling. Sometimes it's the coffee. Sometimes it's horrible people saying horrible things. Sometimes it's sambar. That sometimes it's curry. Sometimes it's something that's falling on you from outside. But the human freedom, the last human freedom, is how you respond to the situation. So the topic for today was how effectively you can communicate. But if you understand, people come with different perceptions, different understanding of the same thing that you are in. If you understand that, devise your communication strategies in a way that that person will understand it, and you respond to the situation in that way, your communication will be effective. Forget about the language. Language is a skill. Anything that's a skill can be developed. Okay, it's not about the language. There are so many challenges that you gave. Think about the challenges. This is the solution to that challenge. Thank you, guys. This was a great session. I enjoyed. You're a very participative crowd. You all can ask me the questions now.
Hello, hi, ma'am. Ahmed here.
Yes, Ahmed.
Ma'am, my question was, what made you choose what you are today? Why did you choose this field in getting into the faculty business? And why did you choose particularly this? So that are you happy, or are you happy with what you chose before and from the very beginning? What were you?
Okay, Ahmed, like all of us, like everybody here, every faculty here, everybody. Thank you, Neharani. Every faculty here would say we were clueless at points. Life challenges. A lot of times it was like that. The only thing that kept me going was from the basics. What I believed in was I always wanted to be an individual, an independent individual. That was my criteria. What I want. That was my roots all the time. So I kept doing a lot of things. I wrote preliminary. I didn't make up to the mains exam in the UPSC. It was a setback. I started my business, ran it for 10 years. Suddenly there was a chaotic situation at home. My dad and his business, he had about 10 other businesses. I had to take over. There's so much that happened. Slowly, I started teaching in a B school because I had already done my engineering, started teaching in a B school. I loved when I saw the change that I was able to bring in, and all the teachers here would agree with me, I believe. Small changes. It's like seeing a plant grow. It felt like that. It's, you know, and this is the only field that helps me learn, read a lot, research a lot, understand a lot, and still stay young because always be with the younger crowd. So to answer your question, that is why I saw that this is where I belong. And I saw that this is making me that person that I always wanted to be, and it's helping me grow. That is why I'm here. I'm thoroughly enjoying, I'm thrilled. And again, thank you, Sindhu, for this opportunity. Thank you, Purva. Any other questions? Otherwise, we would call it a day, and I thank everyone. Any other questions? Do you think it is practical to apply whatever we saw today to your daily life? Perception and cognitive bias. Oh, that's a huge field. We are born with cognitive biases that we have. Logically, we have biases. Okay, perception is quite interlinked to it. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, for the cheerful and energetic session. Thank you, Pranali. Thank you. So, if that is it.
Any more questions, students? You can put it on the chat box, or you can come directly ask ma'am. You can now unmute and talk to her, students. Are there any more questions? Okay. Prathamesh, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. That was wonderful session. It's so proactive and interactive, and knowledge bombarded also. Your explanation was so nice, and I'm sure that student understood this way of effective communication in depth and make its use in their career further. Thank you, ma'am.
This is the one who spoke now is Parnesh, no? Pramesh.
Prathamesh, ma'am.
Prathamesh, oh, I'm sorry. Prathamesh, thank you so much, Prathamesh. There is one direct question that's there, not a common question. I would just take up one question. Ma'am, can we change the perception of others and how? Beautiful question. You could have put it on the direct platform itself, Pooja. We can influence others. We can always influence others. We can always show them how it is done. So can we change the perception of others? Like I said, it depends on from where those perceptions were built throughout their life. So if they like a clear understanding of where they picked up that particular perception from. So people might be believing, you know what, all Hindus are like this, all Christians are like this, all Muslims are like this. That could be based on a certain instant that they faced in their life. With somebody they had this, and so if you go to the roots of that, your parents can have perceptions. Without hurting them, you can influence their perception. You can tell, Amma, this is what you thought about me. Because you're thinking this about this because of this particular incident. Think about this. Present them with facts. Present them with proofs. Present them with examples. Communicate with them. Excellent question. So if you can understand the roots of their perception, and if you can perceive it from their point without hurting them, if you're able to communicate effectively, you can definitely work on influencing their perception. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, Sindhu. Nobody like you, Sindhu. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Ma'am, we would request Sagar sir to just propose the vote of thanks.
Yes. Thank you, Nisha ma'am. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. The best and the beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt by the heart. Thankful is such a prayer among them. I consider this as a great privilege to propose vote of thanks to all for a successful event of day one. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude. Hence, on behalf of BSIT, I, Sagar Gaikwad, Assistant Professor in BSIT, would like to thank our esteemed expert for the day, Ms. Sejal Gerard, business partner at LearnYard Consultant LLP India, for delivering such a beautiful, power-packed and interactive session on topic effective communication by understanding perception. I hope students must have got lots of insight on effective communication, and they will inculcate this all today's learning in their future life. I also would like to thank to our beloved principal, Dr. Rohini Kelkar, and Vice Principal, Mr. Vijay Gabe, who had always radiated a source of energy within us, and we will be ever remain grateful to them. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Lakshmi Kavita, Chief Academic Officer, for providing us valuable direction for conducting this symposium. I would like to extend my gratitude to Institute of Board of Advanced Studies and Research, ICMI, for supporting and collaborating with us for this event. My sincere gratitude towards BMS HOD, Ms. J. Gunasundari Madam, for taking up this initiative to have this international symposium. My sincere thanks also to all the BMS faculty members for joining and guiding our student team for preparing for this event. As an event of this dimension cannot happen overnight, the preparation starts months in advance. We have been fortunate enough to be backed up by the team of energetic and very motivated and dedicated students of team and actors. I thank to all of them. I also would like to thank to all the BMS students of BSIT and students of other colleges to be part of this event and making it sparkling. Last but not the least, I thanks to each and everyone for joining this event and making it successful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Now I request all our attendees to switch on the camera for quick photo session.
It's done, Prathamesh. Thank you.
Is it done?
Yes, it is done, Prathamesh. Thank you.
Okay. Also, the feedback form link is provided in a chat box. Please fill that form as that would record your attendance for the session. I also request attendees to submit the assignment provided before 12 AM as this assignment will be considered for providing certificates. Yeah. So let's meet tomorrow at same time at same platform with another dignitary, Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan, talking about technology entrepreneurship. It's interesting, right? So stay tuned with us and please fill the feedback form. After that, you can check out from the meeting.
Prathamesh, someone is asking about assignments. Please brief them about the assignments.
Okay, so
just tell them that every day they'll receive an assignment and they have to upload that assignment.
Can I stop the live stream?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.